Hi, this episode is well overdue. I have multiple people waiting on this and who need this and have been waiting. So here we go. Today I'm going to talk to you about the most important time of the day. And guess when it is not? It is not the daytime. The most important part of the day is actually the nighttime. And what I mean by that is the routine and the habits that you create at night are going to predict how well you sleep, how fast you fall asleep, and how well your day is going to be the next day. Nighttime, a good nighttime, is going to make for a good daytime the following day. And I'm going to talk to you about why and how you can have that yourself. My name is Jennifer Spring, licensed marriage and family therapist in private practice in Southeastern Connecticut. And today's episode is about sleep routines, creating good sleep habits, bedtime habits, nighttime habits, so that you can get better quality sleep, longer sleep, to create a better day. Create a better day, you're going to create a better life. Before I do that, let's go to my board and let's see what I have today. The only place where success comes before work is in the dictionary. And that's Vidal Sassoon. I love that one. Okay, so if you haven't yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do that so that you can help me reach my goal. All right, sleep. The most important thing that a person can do to live a long, healthy, happy life. That sounds so cliche, but it is so true. The American Academy of Sleep Medicine recommends that a person sleeps 8 to 10 hours a night. A night, not just like every now and then, but a night, on a regular basis, to promote optimal health. There are so many health risks and health problems, adverse health outcomes that you will get by not routinely sleeping 8 to 10 hours of sleep. Think about that for a second. I can't tell you how many people say to me, I sleep 4 hours, I sleep 6 hours, maybe on a good day I'll sleep 8, but hardly ever. My kids, my teenagers, my college kiddos, but my adults. Think about when we were young parents to young children, the importance that we put into creating happy, healthy, consistent, realistic bedtime routines for our children. And we did that knowing they needed a lot of sleep, right? So newborns require 14 to 17 hours a day. School age children, ages 6 to 12, 9 to 12 hours. Our teenagers, 8 to 10 hours. We made sure we put our little kiddos to bed at an early hour, knowing that there would be adverse health effects if we didn't. So why aren't you doing that now as an adult? It is just as important that you do it now than ever. You are just as important as your newborn child to get that amount of sleep, because this is what happens to you if you don't. The adverse health effects: heart disease, kidney disease, strokes, depression, anxiety, diabetes, obesity, high blood pressure, memory issues, hormonal imbalance, weakened immunity, concentration issues. One or all of them will happen to you, or already is happening to you, because you do not consistently get 8 to 10 hours of sleep. I read 2 really fascinating studies this week that I just found incredible. By not getting 8 to 10 hours of sleep in just one night, just once, the next day, your blood pressure is elevated all day. because of that one night that you didn't get 8 to 10 hours of sleep. That's just one night. Never mind every night that you don't get your 8 to 10 hours. The other really fascinating one, don't get 8 to 10 hours of sleep in one night. You are more likely to have cravings for the things that you crave, whether it's sugar or candy or chocolate or salt or chips or whatever. You're more likely to have a craving, and you're more likely to give into your craving because you're tired and because you haven't had your 8 to 10 hours of sleep. Again, that's just once. Never mind night after night after night, which means day after day after day, you are more likely to have your cravings and you're giving into your cravings. So your diet or your health food plan out the window, or more challenging at least that next day. And again, that's just one little thing. Not getting enough sleep is killing you. And this episode is really important, and I want you, and I hope that you do take it seriously, that if you are not getting 8 to 10 hours of sleep, you need to change your life so that you do, if you want to live a long, healthy, happy, successful life. And don't tell me that you don't, because who doesn't? How to get that seems so self-explanatory. And again, we did this as young parents with our young children. It's all about the routine, consistency, habits, good routines lead to success in every way, shape, and form, especially at night. Again, the research from the American Academy of Sleep Medicine says if you create an evening routine, you will fall asleep faster and you will stay asleep longer. You will have better quality sleep just by having a good, productive nighttime routine. And that is because the rhythm of the routine works with our circadian rhythm, which is our sleep-wake cycle. It all works together. Have you noticed that when you are out of a routine at night, or you're not paying attention to the clock, and before you know it, it's like 1 a.m. and you've done nothing but scroll and get lost in the TikTok abyss or the Facebook abyss? You're stressed out. So now you're stressing. So now you're having a harder time falling asleep. Now the hours that you're going to get a good night's sleep are ticking down, less and less and less and less. Then you don't sleep well, and then you wake up the next day and you don't have a good day. There's research that supports that that's actually true. That's not in your head. It's true. And that's what this episode is all about, is helping you, educating you so that you understand that this is true and that there's real research out there that supports the importance of a routine, the importance of getting a lot of sleep, 8 to 10 hours every single night. So let's talk about your routine and what you can do differently. I broke this down into a couple steps. So step one, and again, this sounds so self-explanatory. And again, think back to when you were a parent, if you were ever a parent, and what you did to your newborn or your toddler. You created a nighttime, a bedtime. It sounds so simple. Pick a bedtime. In order for you to pick a bedtime, though, you have to pick a wake-up time, all right? So create a realistic wake-up time. How much time do you need in the morning to get out the door? Let's just say you need an hour. And let's say you need to get out of the house at 7 a.m. Be realistic, though, okay? If you need to be out of the house by 7, you're not getting up at 6:30. You're rushing, and now you're late, and now you start your day off the wrong foot and in the wrong habit and the wrong rhythm that's going to throw off the rhythm for the rest of the day. So be realistic. How much time do you need in the morning? Let's say an hour. You need to get up at 6 a.m. because you need to be out the door by 7. That means let's subtract 8 hours from that. I'm not even going to do 10 because for some of you that is so far-fetched from reality. Let's just go 8. And maybe as you get better at this, you can work your way up to 9 and you can feel healthier and be healthier and have a better life. 8 hours. You need to get up at 6. You need to be sleeping by 10. If you need to be sleeping by 10, You need to be in your bed by 9:30. So that is now your bedtime, 9:30. Next step, number 2, be more organized at night. Be more productive and plan ahead to the morning. Okay, so what I mean is get things done at night so that you are not waking up in the morning with a million things to do and you don't know where anything is. So it takes more time and it creates more stress hormone to find everything that you can't find. Get everything prepared and ready the night before. Clean up after your dinner. Clear the sink. Put everything into the dishwasher. Clean off the counters. Make your coffee in the morning. Have it ready to go. Have the cup underneath the Keurig so you're not even looking for a cup. Pick out your clothes. Iron them. Have them set out. Pack your work bag. Pack your workout bag. Pack your backpack. Pack your kids' bags. Pack your lunch. Pack your kids' lunches. Pack your dog's lunches. Pack your dog's backpack. Literally get everything ready. Set out your vitamins. Pack your pills. Pack the dog food. Get the leash by the door so they are not scrambling in the dark morning trying to find it. Have your shoes ready to go below the leash. Have your coat and your gloves or whatever you might need to walk the dog in the darkness in the morning, ready to go right there. You're not looking for anything in the morning because you're getting it all set up and situated and organized the night before. Have your keys next to your purse, next to your computer bag, next to your lunch box, next to the kids' bags, next to the dog's bag. You see what I'm saying? Be organized. You need to bring something to a coworker, a book or a muffin or something. Have that packed too. Literally, get everything ready and be productive the night before. It doesn't take that long. It sounds like this is going to take hours, but when you are in the groove, just do it. Put the phone away, put the distractions away. If you're ADD, I get it. This is your worst time of day. This is your most unproductive time of the day. You're the one scrolling and getting lost in the abyss of TikTok or Facebook or nothing and getting nothing done. And before you know it, you look at the clock and it's 1:02 in the morning. And you say to yourself, how did this happen? This happened because you're not being mindful. You have no plan and you have no good routine. Create a partner, designate a helper, designate an assistant, a kid, a spouse, somebody, the nanny, I don't care. If you're ADD, you need help. Your meds are worn off by now. If you're not taking your homework dose of medication, which by the way, if you are an adult, you can do so that you can create this 4-hour gap of time between 4 and 8 p.m. to have very productive time so that this can get done, to create a good nighttime routine so that you can get to bed early and sleep well to create a successful next day. Be more organized, be more productive. Now, this is going to interfere with the routine you already have in place, which is what? Screening, drooling on the couch, binging a show that you're never even going to remember you watched months from now. Yeah, it is. It's going to interfere with all of that. And that's where mindset comes into play here, is that you need to change your mindset. That stuff is not important. Choose this over that. Prioritize a good nighttime routine, which equals more sleep. Prioritize that over your phone, working at night, binging shows on Netflix. It's just an essential part of the process. All right, next step. kitchen's all set, everything is packed and ready to go. And literally, it probably took 20 minutes to do all of that stuff because you've designated a partner, you've delegated help, and everything has gotten done. And it's only 20 minutes, and you've done like a whole day's worth of so much work, really good work in such a short amount of time. Now, to determine how much electronics that you have, you've got to do these steps. Figure out, think about, be mindful, have a plan. What do you need to do tonight? What needs to get done? Do you need to have a conversation with your spouse or your children about something? Do you have homework that you need to help them with? Is it bath night? Is it, is somebody coming over for a few minutes? Are you hoping to have sex with your partner? That takes time. Are you hoping to finish your book? Do you need to journal because it's been a stressful day? Are you so stressed out about everything going on? And you've learned from me that one strategy for handling stress is to write out all of your stressors into a journal and think about the solution for each and every anxious, provoking thought or stress. That takes time. Don't do that stuff when you're in bed. Do that stuff ahead of time. You have a confrontation or an important conversation to have with somebody that's going to elevate your blood pressure or your adrenaline or your body temperature or any stress-related hormone. Do that 2 hours before you go to bed. Do not do it when you're getting into bed, okay? Tell the kids, I need to have a conversation with you tonight. I have to go to bed at 9:30, says my therapist, which means I need to have this conversation at 7:30 at the latest. It needs to be done by 7:30 because she said it has to be done 2 hours before I go to bed. Like, seriously, create good habits. That gives you 2 hours to decompress and do the other things that you need to do that are relaxing. Think about what tomorrow's schedule is. You need time to do that. You need to look over tomorrow's schedule. You need to, take a shower. You wanted to take a bath tonight. You wanted to put a hair mask in. You need to have your skincare routine. That all takes time. Factor that into the night. All that takes time. That you need a time for all of that. Whatever is left over is your screen time. That's it. It's not screen time first and then I jam pack all this stuff in and then try to go to sleep because it's just not happening. You know it's not happening. You're not going to bed early. You're going to bed way too late, and then you're stressed about how late it is, and then you're not getting good stress, and then your alarm goes off and you check your watch or your ring or whatever and you see how much sleep you actually got, and it says 4 hours and 42 minutes of good quality sleep. And you wonder why you're tired. You wonder why you have cravings. You wonder why your blood pressure is high. You wonder why you have brain fog, why you can't remember things, why you're not being productive at work, why you need a nap. By the way, no napping. Create a good afternoon routine where if you are not napping. I tell my teenagers this all the time. You mess everything up by napping. Don't nap. Be more productive so you can go to bed early and you can create that routine over and over. Whatever's left over is the time you have for screen time. Sorry. That might mean you have 20 minutes. That's it. You have 20 minutes. It's better than nothing. It might mean you have 42 minutes, which means you can do a whole episode of Suits or whatever else you're binging. Okay? Some nights you're going to have 0 time left over because you had that much to do. But some nights you're going to have time left over and you will have the time to do your screen time. But here's the next part of an important step. When you determine how much screen time you have based on whatever's left over, set your alarm, please. If you have 20 minutes of screen time, set your alarm for 15 minutes to go off to remind you you have only 5 minutes left. And then set it again for the 20 minutes to go off to alert you that time's up. It is time to turn it off. Be diligent. Be more self-disciplined when it comes to that. Change your mindset so that you're choosing sleep over whatever you just did that doesn't matter. Your sleep is more important than what's on your phone or your work computer or the TV. Next step, get into bed. Love your sheets, love your mattress, love your pillow, love your bedding. This is so important. And if you don't, switch it up. Go find some good quality material that feels good to you, so that you are excited about getting into bed and you love the process and you love your bed. Have a cool room. You are more likely to sleep well if the room is cool. And have dim lights in your room. When I learned this when my daughter was super little, don't have a 100-watt bulb in the lamps in the bedrooms or the overhead lighting. Light affects our brains, okay? And this is why summer is so important and winter is so miserable for us. But in the context of just a room, have your 100-watt bright light bulbs everywhere else in the house except your bedroom. 40-watt bulbs, so that when you flick on the switch in the bedroom, it feels sleepy. Your brain does not associate it with being awake. It associates it with being sleepy. We had barely any lighting in my daughter's room when we went in there at 7 o'clock at night to put her to bed, because a 40-watt bulb tricks her little brain and yours to think it's sleepy time, because it is sleepy time. Get into bed, leave your phone on the nightstand, or better yet, the other room. Let it charge somewhere away from you. There's so much research that shows that the blue light from your phone or your computer or even the television suppresses the production of the hormone melatonin, okay? And that's our nature's way of winding us down and making us sleepy. It prepares us for sleep. Melatonin kicks in at a certain time of night. It's that feeling where you feel fuzzy, heavy. Your eyes feel heavy. Your brain feels tired, and you start to get sleepy. The phone, your work computer that you have in your bed with you, don't do that. Don't do that. For teenagers, that bright light on that screen suppresses the melatonin by 98%. That is enormous. For adults, 50%. That is so much. We are taking and we are feeding our children melatonin out of a bottle so that we can, stimulate the natural production of our melatonin. We're choosing our phones over natural melatonin. So we're taking pills, melatonin pills, supplements. You don't need it. You don't need it. You create this routine, I guarantee you will not need your melatonin. Take your magnesium, by the way, instead. See my episode on supplements. So the blue light, it just creates fragmented sleep. It affects our circadian rhythms. It's just no bueno when it comes to good quality sleep. Never mind all the notifications that go off and like bing, 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 dopamine, which create this sense of alertness and awakeness. Shut off your notifications. You don't need them. Again, make this a mindset thing that you are choosing sleep over all of that stuff. It doesn't matter what's going off on your phone after the hour of 9:30. It doesn't. And that's what the mindset you need to adapt. Shut off the notifications, put the phone somewhere else, turn the phone upside down so that when it does go off for whatever reason, you don't even see the light go off and you just notice it in the morning when you pick it up. What else do we have? Next. So you're in bed now, you don't have your phone, you got your 40-watt bulb that you just shut off. Now lights are out. Now is the time for your 30 minutes, it's 9:30, you want to be sleeping by 10, right? So this is when you do the strategies that you and I have talked about. You're praying, you're doing guided imagery or visualization. See my episode on guided imagery. You're counting sheep. You are imagining being encased in this light of calmness or healing energy around you. You are listening and focusing on the sound machine in your room. You are feeling the warmth of your partner next to you, or their feel of their hair on their arms, perhaps if you're touching it. You are doing a routine or a strategy where you're rubbing your fingertips together and you're literally feeling each line of your fingers gliding over one another. It's a mindful, relaxing strategy to create calm and create this energy that you have to drift off to sleep. You're taking your deep breaths and you are quickly falling fast asleep. So that's it. I hope that you found this helpful, and I hope that you take this seriously and you create better nighttime habit. Create a better nighttime so you can create a better daytime. Create a better daytime, you'll create a better lifetime. Thanks for tuning in.